Today we're gonna do an epic review of the Peak Design 45-liter outdoor backpack. We're gonna analyze every nook and cranny on this bag, talk about the honest pros and cons, and pack it out so you can see exactly what it fits. And if you're thinking to yourself, but what are those? What's going on over there? Well, I've specially picked these out for you, because in the case that you're not quite feeling the Peak Design Outdoor Backpack 45-liter, I'm gonna make some alternative recommendations at the end of this video that might better suit your large backpack needs. Let's talk about the gist of the Peak Design Outdoor Backpack 45-liter. Peak Design is a California-based carry brand known for making feature-heavy, highly premium bags that are typically catered more to photographers, but can get usage from anyone, like really great use. And this is the largest bag of their new outdoor line, which just raised, I don't know, like $1 trillion on Kickstarter. We got a bunch of bags from the collection, including their 2-liter and 7-liter sling. But as a backpack nerd, I've been really excited to sink my teeth into this one for a while now. Let's talk about some of the bag's top features, and you might want to sit down for this because in typical Peak Design fashion, there's a lot of them. A clean front panel that also gives you access to 2 quick access pockets, 2 pockets on both sides. This cinch top loading feature, which gives you access to a compartment here, and then roll top access into the main compartment, back access to the main compartment, a hip belt on a swivel system that makes it stowable behind the back panel, and an adjustable harness system, and a million more things. The backpack is currently offered in 3 color options. You've got Cloud, Black, or Eclipse, and I have to say, I love the Eclipse color. It should be noted too, this bag comes in 2 sizes, the 25-liter and the 45-liter. We don't got the 25, just the 45. 45 is great if you pack a ton of stuff. And what we're gonna talk about for the use case of this bag is, I'm not much of a hiker. I'm gonna be very transparent about that. And I'm not much of a photographer. You might be thinking, well, Aaron, then why the hell are you reviewing a Peak Design bag? And the answer to that question is that this bag has gotten a lot of attention from the travel community as well. So we're gonna kind of look at it through the lens of a 45-liter travel backpack, which is great for like a 1 to 2 week trip, whether you're backpacking through hostels or doing a couple months in Southeast Asia. This is a great size for that. The bag has a height of around 23 inches, a width of around 13 inches, and we'll check the depth when the bag is fully packed out. Now let's talk about weight. 45-liter. It's advertised to weigh 3.97 pounds with the hip belt. I'm getting 4.2 pounds on scale number 1 and 4.1 pounds on scale number 2. This is the 45-liter outdoor backpack when it's empty, and this is the bag when it's fully packed out and worn on the Nomads Nation team. I'm 5'8", Margaret's 5'2". We're gonna pack out this bag throughout the entire review so you can see exactly what it fits. One amazing thing about Peak Design is their warranty. They got one of the best warranties, not only in the world of bags, but that I've just seen in general. It covers you for life, and like they actually honor it aggressively. And all those features and nice materials and great warranty is why this bag is a bit more of a premium price point, as it comes in at $330 US. If at any point you're like, dude, thing doesn't have enough features, but I love the bag and I'm totally gonna pick one up. Well, if that's the case and you're gonna make a purchase, we do recommend that you do so with the first link in the description below. Reason being, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes. But that link also helps to support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel and team so we can keep making the best bag reviews on the web. Thank you very much. All right, let's talk about the front of the Peak Design Outdoor Backpack 45-liter. First up, aesthetic. Peak Design is like one of the first bag companies like 10-ish years ago to kind of like futurize the way a backpack looks. Like, look at the everyday backpack. Like, it looks like a jetpack strapped to your back. And again, in their typical taking risks fashion, I think that, they've applied that fascinating aesthetic that they like, revamped it a bit, and then brought it into an outdoor bag. I'm not an outdoor bag specialist, like I mentioned, but not a lot look like this. And a lot of that aesthetic comes from some of the materials and fabrics that Peak Design uses. Now, the primary fabric of the bag is this right here, which is a 210D ripstop nylon. 210 is a very light denier. It's not super thick or super heavy. The ripstop is all that reinforced square stitching that you see right there. And nylon is great because it's a very abrasion resistant and fairly weather resistant material as well. But on the front panel, you can see right here, I don't know if it's specified on the website. I think it's the same fabric, this 210D ripstop nylon, but with like a heavy coating on it, otherwise known as a face. So that means that this part is gonna be significantly more weather resistant. I'll be honest, I don't know 100% what was done here. It could be a PU coating, which is great for weather resistance, but also can possibly peel over time. But there's no doubting that these are very high quality premium fabrics. At the bottom of the bag, got this little flap where you can find a couple of external lash points, which you can then hook on a cord and carry things externally at the bottom of your bag. And then we got these 2 pockets. 1, 2. Both pockets are basic, no additional organization. Each runs about halfway to the bag, right? So you got 2 different spots to work with. Now remember, we're not reviewing this for outdoor use, we're reviewing this for travel use. So for me, these pockets are spots that I've utilized for things that I want quicker access to. So nicotine buzz, AirPods, tissues on one side. Then the other side, we'll do a battery, charging cable, and a passport-sized notebook. These pockets are nice because they are quick access pockets. So whatever you have in there, you can swing the bag around, unzip, and grab the things that you need. And then next to the zipper, you can see we have more external lash points on either side. So again, you can clip on Peak Design's cords, snap them into place, and carry things on the front of your bag externally as well. Okay, grab a cup of coffee or an alcoholic beverage, because we're gonna get into the next section of this bag, which is the middle, and there's a lot to cover. Let's talk about the middle of the Peak Design Outdoor 45-liter backpack. Let's start with the sides. Each side utilizes a very nice mesh. It's got a decent amount of stretch to it, and there's two separate pockets, right? We got the top one and the bottom one. Now for these side pockets, I really like this material. Meshy, stretchy, and you got 1, 2 on both sides. The taller one being an ideal spot for a tripod. And they're like, Aaron, you said you're not a photographer. We still have photography gear around here. Okay, so you can see this fits a tripod quite nicely. But side pockets like these have a lot of purposes. Man, you can throw a little protein bar in one of these bad boys, right? Something you want quicker access to. Flip it over the other side. Let's say you're traveling somewhere, a little rainy, Tokyo in spring, right? You want an umbrella for quick access? Slide that in there. And these pockets are beefy. I mean, I got a Unbound Merino hoodie right here. Shout out to our friends at Unbound. So you got like a light jacket. You can put it in one of these as well. Have quicker access to it. I mean, you know, it looks a little outrageous like that, but that's more function over form right there, right? And what's interesting is that this bottom pocket actually has a sort of cord system here, which you can adjust further up or down the bag, or just not at all. You could stuff it in there, just giving the extra versatility to ensure that whatever's in these pockets stays in there. But most importantly, you're probably gonna wanna put a water bottle in there. I got a 1 liter Yeti. You can see in the big boy, slides in there perfectly. On the flip side, on the smaller pocket, I'm gonna pop a 24-ounce Patagonia in there. And if you want, you can actually take this lash point, weave it through the bottle, keeping it extra secure. I said Patagonia. It's Colombia, not Patagonia. Okay, but now let's talk about a thing about this bag that I'm not crazy about, which is access to the main compartment and just kind of the main compartment in general. I'm gonna be honest, like I'm not crazy about this bag for travel, but I know some people will be. Because the reason I'm not is because I am a hardcore minimalist with travel bags. I'm not my everyday carry bags. Like I like some bells and whistles and cool features, and I don't mind a little complication in my EDC because I build a system and a routine. But when I'm traveling, dude, like I could be in different spots doing different things, and like I just want simplicity. I want a big old canyon where I can store all my stuff in the main compartment, and then like just comfort, and that's about it. But on the flip side, some people want all the features, like the ones that this bag offers. But with all those features, you gotta get creative about how you get into certain things, right? So this main compartment, it's pretty cool because we got this cinch system, right? At the top of the bag where you can tighten this and it adds extra weather resistance, gives the bag a cool look. And then access the main compartment, you take this little pull tab and you pull, and then you're in. And when you're in, you can see what's going on here. Now, these side pockets got huge now, right? You can just see how much real estate is there. And one thing to keep in mind about this bag is it's 45 liters in total when completely unrolled to the highest degree. And Peak Design clearly states that when it's not unrolled, when it's like this, you're getting 34 liters. And you have to understand too that some of the literage is taken by this, right? I mean, there could be 3 liters of space just in these pockets on either side. So what I'm getting at is the main compartment is not as big as you might think that it is. So this roll top leads you into the main compartment, but then you also have this stash pocket here. And this stash pocket is sort of sewn into this trifecta of mesh pockets, right? So you got this pocket, and this pocket, which helps to give this a bit of expansion. And then in here, you can see that there's actually more external lash points, right? And this is where like, I'm starting to have like PTSD. Like, I don't know where I'm PTSDing right now, but there's just so much happening. It's like overwhelming. And you know, yeah, not everyone likes a travel bag that's this complicated. But if you're still watching this, you probably do, right? That's why you're still here. Otherwise you would have a long time ago. So for being a travel companion, this could be a great spot for your jacket, or maybe for something you want quicker access to, because the main compartment is tough to get into. It's not like a simple clamshell. You're on the plane, you can say, oh, I just want to grab my tech pouch real fast. It's in the main compartment right there. You're not gonna have that option with this bag. Semi-quicker access to, like, let's say a tech pouch that's a bit bulkier can actually slide right in there. This is the alpaca headphones case, which is unfortunately discontinued. But you can see now that if you wanted to grab it real fast, you just pull on the tab and then boom, tech pouch retrieved. And then to secure it, again, you pull on this little cinch system, keep it nice and tight. But I don't want to cinch yet because we gotta get into the main compartment, which remember is a roll top, which is great because it can compress and expand, but to hit full 45 liters, you have to be expanded, which is gonna give the bag a bit weirder of a look. We'll try and test that out in a second. And one thing to keep in mind, like as we're in here and we're kind of unraveling the bag, like look at all these cords. I mean, it is like a cord nightmare going on, which if you're a highly organized person, you'll know where to put everything in its place. But for me, this wouldn't be a bag that I'd be traveling with often. Now for the roll top, magnetic closure, very strong magnet, very satisfying to use. And for this roll top access, you can, I'm gonna flip it it inside out so you can kind of see what's going on at the top of the bag. You've got this quick access mesh pocket here with a key leash. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop my keys in here, and also my shades, zip that up. Now, I would say this bag would be an absolute nightmare if this was the only way to access the main compartment. But thank John Stamos, it is not. As you can also access the main compartment from the back. Now to do so, these shoulder straps are gonna kind of be getting in the way, so you gotta kind of say, please move, and then unzip, and then now boom, we have an additional access point into the main compartment. So this is where we're gonna test out the capacity. This is the Air packing cube, but it's the same size as the Peak Design packing cube, so if you're really into modular travel, it will be a perfect fit. Very nice. Smaller cube on top of that. I'm gonna see if I can throw my big old bulky tech pouch in there as well. Sure, yeah, okay. And you can see that the bag is unrolled currently. It's not full 45 liters. I'd say in this main compartment, it's a bit tight, but it's around 35 liters. 30, 32, somewhere around there. Throw a hoodie on top. Now we'll see if we can zip this up. Can. And then let's kind of test out what full 45 liter mode would look like. So now you can see the stuff that I packed into this bag only reaches up to here, which means we have this extra space to play with. So let's say you're traveling to a colder destination. You want to throw a thick insulated Columbia jacket in there. Stuff it on in. Yeah, we can actually now utilize anything we put on the top to kind of push whatever it was packed in there prior down. Because we can fit some bulkier stuff like a book, tech pouch, and some headphones. And we really want to get the full idea. Because really when you have a travel backpack, you're usually packing it to the brim, right? It's like human psychology. You just like, if there's space, it needs to be filled. Oh, and we have filled it, baby. Now, if you have gone into fully expanded roll top mode, this is very dangerous because it's only secured by this one magnet here, which means if you drop the bag upside down, I mean, yeah, see, it's opening, right? So to mitigate this risk, what Peak Design has done is given you extra lash points, which you then take and secure to the back of the bag. And you can see these cords are actually attached in this front stash pocket where I put the tech pouch earlier, and you have to tighten it up to make sure everything is secure. You see what's going on here, right? I will say though, I don't think I could highly recommend carrying the bag in this fashion with this much stuff, because if you are really packed out, I mean, yeah, this is kind of helping keep things from falling out, but like, we're still open, dude, right? You can see that, like, it's not a very secure system, which is why I would not recommend doing that. So you're gonna have to accept the fact that if you want top of this bag to be secure, you need the roll top to be rolled, and then the strap and then the cords that are attached to the actual Ultra Cinch here then can keep it in place. This, and I'm very, very, very cool with that. So yeah, I'm not as cool with where we were at 45 seconds ago, but this, cool beans, secure. I wouldn't expand the roll top too much. A couple last notes for the middle of the bag. The main compartment is compatible with Peak Design camera cubes that you can clip into place. Like I said, though, we're not really gonna talk about that in this review. And then finally, we got this sleeve right here, which as you can see, has this little raindrop indicating that it can be used for a hydration bladder. And in theory, you would hook your hydration bladder up to here. Then the hose for the bladder will come through this little slot. You connect it with these attachment points throughout the middle of the bag, and then it can pop out through the top there. But this can also double up as a laptop sleeve, big enough for a 16-inch MacBook Pro. We got a 16-inch MacBook Pro cutout. You can see we're just fitting in there, secure with the Velcro. It's not the most padded laptop sleeve, and you know, it shouldn't be. It's an outdoor backpack, right? It's not claiming to be the best tech bag ever. But you can see right here that it is elevated, so it does come with a false bottom. So if you do drop the bag, your laptop is less likely to get damaged. Holy moly, that was a lot. Let's now move on to the back of the Peak Design Outdoor 45 liter backpack. Starting with something else that I'm not crazy about, which is this top handle right here. When you have a travel bag, you want like a thick handle, you know, something you can grab onto when you're waiting in line for your airplane, or just moving around the city, or whatever it might be. You know, just like I got a thick handle like this is always great. And Peak Design just offered like this little cord right here. It's not fun to carry. It does give you a point of leverage. It's great if it is stowed overhead. You know, again, keep this in mind. Peak Design did not say this is a travel backpack, right? So maybe for you outdoor enthusiasts, a top handle is not as important, but at least you got something there and you can hang the bag up if need be. Now let's talk comfort. Because wearing this bag outside for the last 20 minutes, I did find it to be a pretty comfortable wear. Not the most comfortable, not the least, sort of in the middle. One thing that's great is you do have the option to customize where you lock in your shoulder straps. So if you got a taller torso or a shorter torso, which is great for the ladies out there. My sister, who is the face of our sister channel, Gear for the Girls, she loves the Tortuga Travel Backpack Pro because it also has an adjustable harness system. She's got a shorter torso. So ladies, sometimes something like this can go a long way. And we got these load lifters here as well, which aren't gonna be like classic load lifters and it actually like lifts up the bag as much as they're like shoulder strap stabilizers. But I still would much rather have them than not. Got some external lash points on either shoulder strap. We've got a double chest sternum strap system going on here. Going the extra mile, Peak Design, aren't you? And then let's talk about this phone pocket. Because as you can see, I utilized it when we were outside, and it was actually pretty nice. Now, I think phone pockets are becoming more and more common on backpacks and slings because, you know, you always got your phone on you, and it's kind of big and bulky, and I don't know, you want the pants to look nice and fresh. So being able to store your phone here is quite cool. Keep in mind though, when the bag is fully packed out, you got a lot of weight in this bag. So a lot of the weight is coming on this part of the shoulder strap. Now the sternum strap and the low lifters will help a little bit, but you're gonna feel a bit of bulk right there. Or should I say, compared to this side, it's moving around my pectoral a little bit more smooth. And this side, you know, I can feel that hardness a little bit. Now we got a lot of padding on here, that helps, but still, it's a hard, large thing right here. But ultimately, it is a convenient thing to have. Grabbing your phone pretty fast, check your messages, slide your phone back in, and it could be a good spot for other things as well. You can put your wallet in there, you can put a backup snack in there. And then behind this phone pocket, there's also some sleeves and slots right here that you could also use for storing potentially other small things. The nylon webbing is very high quality. No dangle stopper, unfortunately, but this seems to be a backpack that kind of embraces a bit of excess dangle. Looks like you'll have to protest somewhere else, little guy. And then we got these here, which are the stowable and removable waist pads. Just like the back panel and the shoulder straps, the waist pads are very well padded. They all utilize a very nice mesh. And the waist pads are put in this swivel system, which Peak Design has always utilized, that I personally am a fan of, because it's just really easy to stow them away. But sometimes that can come at the compromise of comfort, right? Because now you got a lot of bulk going on behind here. When I was wearing the bag, I didn't think it was too noticeable. And then on this waist belt, we have some more storage and an exceptional Woojin clip that I have fallen in love with. That's this guy right here to kind of tie it all together. Now, when you combine load lifters, well-padded shoulder straps, a double sternum strap system, which is interesting, well-ventilated back panel, well-padded back panel, and a hip belt, you got a pretty comfy bag, not gonna lie. I didn't think it would be this comfortable given how complicated and over-engineered the bag is, but actually it works pretty well. And I've been critical of Peak Design bags in the past for being uncomfortable, particularly their everyday carry bags like the everyday backpack, the zip backpack. But Peak Design seemed to listen to feedback, not mine, but just like the internet. There's a lot of posts about Peak Design bags not being super comfortable, and they really decked these out with padding. Overall, it's actually a nice hip belt. It's just taking a lot of the weight. Because you want a hip belt that can really be nice and tight, a good region of your body right around here. So the weight is going here and less on the lower back. Overall, pretty impressed with the comfort and very impressed with this buckle. I love you. And then just one more comfort test when the hip belt is stowed away. Feel a bit more bulge there, but you know, it's not bad. Actually, props to Peak Design. I think they actually made this bag pretty comfy. And then bulk test. Now we got this bag fully packed out, looking at a depth of around probably 10 inches, all things considered at the base of the bag. Hey, if you're still here, salute, soldier. I mean, this is a long review. We're going really in depth with everything because I'm a bag nerd and I want you to make sure you're making the best purchase for your bag needs. But if you're watching this, it's a good chance that you're also a bag nerd. If that's the case, I gotta tell you that here at Nomads Nation, we don't just do epic bag reviews on YouTube, but we also have the Nomads Nation newsletter. And in that newsletter, I'm bringing you like the top releases from brands like Peak Design and Bellroy and Air. I'm like your reporter in the field, letting you know all the best drops, all the biggest news, a bit of industry gossip, and everything in between. So if you want to keep your finger on the pulse of the carry community, be sure to sign up to the Nomads Nation newsletter, which you can do by finding this globe emoji in the description below. I hope to see you in your inbox. Okay, let's talk about the overall pros and the cons of the Peak Design Outdoor Backpack 45 liter. Pro number one, Peak Design uses premium materials and fabrics on all their bags. This is no exception. Pro number two is going to be the multiple external carry options on both sides of the bag. Can be very helpful for travel. And pro number three is, all things considered, I did find it to be a pretty comfortable wear. But on the con side, we've got really compromised access to the main compartment, a fully extended roll top experience that wouldn't fly for me. And overall, for my travel style, this bag is just way too complicated. A lot of things going on, which for me creates more confusion and less of like a streamlined feel. But if you're still watching this, you could be like, hey Aaron, go f yourself. I'm here because I like features and there's so much that I can do with this to customize it and to carry it, and oh my God, I can't wait to buy one. If that's the case, just a reminder, you are gonna make a purchase. We do recommend that you do so with the first link in the description, because that's where you can get the best price, and if there's any discount codes, that's where they'll be. But you also might be here because I teased some alternatives. So let's talk about them. So these alternatives are great options for you if you are looking for kind of like a travel bag that's really good in the outdoors, but has less complications. First up is gonna be this guy, the Matador Globerider. It's a 45 liter suitcase style clamshell opening, so a lot better access. And like the Peak Design, I'd say it's got a pretty cool and hip design. Different, but it definitely still kind of makes a statement without being too loud about it. It's just a great travel bag. And then on the flip side, I got the ADC travel backpack from 6 Moons. Now these guys make outdoor gear for like a living. That's what they do. But they made this travel bag and it's very lightweight. Has a really cool front stash pocket, admin compartment in the front, and it's very feature heavy in the back. Lots of customization, so if that kind of speaks to you, you want to be able to stow away the shoulder straps. Like this thing still got a decent amount of features. Honestly, there's a lot of different ways, and Peak Design, Matador, and Six Moons are all doing it their own way. And to learn more about these two bags, you can just watch these videos right here. If you got any questions about any bags, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron, this is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.